Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just like what we did about a month ago when the first Weekend Classic ran, today's video will be a little primer for the upcoming Weekend Classic. Make sure you guys have your lineups squared away so you're ready to rock in the most competitive in-game setting that's not some sort of crazy tournament on GOAT. So, without further ado, let's talk lineup construction. First things first, when we are prepping our lineups for Weekend Classic, check the supercharges, guys and gals. See who is still supercharged and is worth a shot on your team. Maybe they're an upgrade over what you've got cooking. I'm pretty sure by the time Weekend Classic is really in full effect, these top four guys will no longer be supercharged. That's Riley Green, Jake Myers, Kyle Stowers, which is, wow, a really good supercharge, and Cody Bellinger. Javier Baez, though, will still be. He's got 6 days. He was the fan vote winner. Kind of juicy spicy. He's up to a 90. Maybe you don't have Bobby Witt yet. Maybe you either don't have Lindor or you don't like one of the shortstop options you have. Baez might be okay for you. He's not my cup of tea. I really don't like his swing, irregardless of how good this card looks right now, because he does look good attribute-wise. Never been a fan of Baez swings personally. But for you, he might rake. So if that's the case, Baez, affordable shortstop, look at that. 200 stubs. 200 stubs. And there's a good chance you probably already finished the Tigers or got close to finishing them anyway. Probably already in your inventory. Plus, you could play him at third. And in I probably wouldn't play him in center. He wouldn't be great in center. Third is good, though. Third and short, good place to play him. I'd actually argue third is the best place to play him. But not bad. When we're looking at our lineups, though, the things we want to do. We want to make sure we have checked the marketplace, right? We want to. Where is... my brain is scrambled today. I feel like I've worked... What's 72 plus 24? 96 hours straight. It's been work. But it's okay. We're still making content. Check the marketplace. Like, maybe you've got some stubs sitting around that you're ready to make an investment on somebody that you've been trying to upgrade at a certain position. Maybe that's Posada. Maybe, don't buy this Yordan because the live series Yordan basically as good. Maybe it's Randy. Randy's good for Weekend Classic. He's one of the best pitchers in the game. Just now is the time to make an investment into your roster. I do still think you should be focusing on live series first. Always focus live series first. But if there was ever a time to deviate from that plan, it would be to prepare for Weekend Classic. Here's what I'm doing. This is my official, as of Wednesday at 6:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is my lineup for the Weekend Classic. Obviously, you don't have to lock it in. You can make changes all the time, but this is what I'm doing. I am pretty confident this is what it will be. I will be playing a friendly tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, for Friday's video, and that will dictate one position on the team, or maybe two. We'll talk about that. But I have Brian Reynolds playing left field. He has been great. Carlos Beltran is playing center. Ken Griffey Jr. is still playing right. This is one of the spots up for tryout. New Lightning Corbin Carroll could take it over. I still think Griffey's better. He's got the reverse splits. His swing is better, in my opinion. The vision is higher. The fielding is... I know he's out of position, but the fielding is not much worse. Speed is not much slower. I am confident in Griffey as things stand, but I want to see how that friendly goes. I want to see how I do with Carroll. First base is Gil Hodges. Second base, I went back and forth on this. I had Jorge Polanco. I was ready to go with Jorge Polanco. I do still think Polanco is the top second baseman in the game right now. I don't think that's a wild thing to say. Of course, Kipnis is the highest rated, and Kipnis is not bad, but the switch-hitting Polanco, probably the best one. Witt's not bad either if you like to play on GOAT. I don't know if anybody likes to play on GOAT, but if you play on GOAT, Witt's not bad either. There's new Brennan Donovan. I so badly wanted this card to be incredible because his swing is so juicy. He's really just a one-trick guy. It's a contact hitter against righties, and that is not enough for me. Brandon Lau's okay, but the vision's low. It all depends on what rating you're playing at. Same with Ozzy Albies. There are second base options for sure, but I do still think the best one is Polanco. I sold Polanco because I needed stubs for something else. We'll talk about that in a moment. So I'm going with Ketel at second. Bobby Witt, despite the power downgrade that made me upset, he's still my shortstop. He's still, I think, a cut above every other shortstop in this game right now. When you pair his fielding and his speed, he steals hits. He takes hits away. He's a great table setter, leadoff hitter. He does still have sneaky pop. It is not as good as it was, but he will put the ball over the fence. He's my guy. Scott Rollins at third. Pete Alonso is my new DH. He is my other position up for tryout. I love Pete Alonso cards. Every year, Diamond Pete Alonso cards rake. Every year, Gold Pete Alonso, his live series card, in BR, a killer, a must-take. The 68 vision, for sure, is a little low. But I'm going to lean into the fact that I like Pete's swing. That's where you should always make your lineup decisions based on which swings you enjoy and you're good with them. I'm using Pete. The big stub investment was this Carlos Santana. I won't lie. I was a little disappointed Carlos Santana was the Retro Lightning flashback superhero card. I was kind of hoping for a legend. It didn't have to be. It never explicitly said that, but I was kind of hoping for a cool throwback legend. Instead, they gave us the 87,000th, 90-something overall Carlos Santana. It is what it is. You'd be foolish if you're able to get this card to not use it. Like, you have to use this card if you have it. Don't go out of your way to get it. Ted Simmons is still very good. Posada, though expensive, very good. There are catching options available to you. Santana's not even a good catcher. I'd play him at first if it made sense for me, but I have Gil Hodges. This Santana card is the best catcher in the game. But there are other options, like I said. Mike Napoli ain't bad. Josh Gibson ain't bad. Jason Varitek's still capable. Very capable. This Mitch Garver doesn't field, but he's not bad. Gary Sanchez, great. Like, there are catching options, guys. You don't need to overextend to get Santana. But I had extra legends that I hadn't collected. I sold some. Like, we made it work, and we got Carlos. So that's my lineup right now. Let me tell you about the bench, because the bench is so pivotal to this team. The bench is so pivotal in competitive settings like the Weekend Classic. Everybody has a purpose. They're not just here to exist. Okay, we'll start at the easiest place. We'll start with Pete Crow Armstrong, okay? Pete Crow Armstrong is here. So after Ken Griffey gets his last at-bat in like the 8th inning, 7th, 8th, somewhere in there, Griffey, gone. Pete Crow Armstrong comes in. Pete Crow goes to center, Beltran goes to right, and we've got an outfield that's going to take away every single hit in the gap. As I said, Ken Griffey's defense has been just fine in right field, but I'm not taking a risk in a close game late. Give me Pete Crow, who's the best defensive outfielder in the game. Hard stop. Next, Corbin Carroll. He is here for one specific purpose, and it sounds silly, but it's an important one. He is here explicitly to pinch run for either Carlos Santana or Pete Alonso. That is his job. That's it. That's why he's here. They are slow as crap. If I pinch run for Santana, that's why Cal Raleigh's here. He's a better defender anyway, and I'll need a backup replacement catcher. If he pinch runs for Pete Alonso, we could just leave him in the DH spot to reassess that time his lineup spot comes around. If it does. It might not. I'm hoping it doesn't, because I want to make all these moves late in games. These are not platoons. These are late in-game things. Cal Raleigh, as I said, is there for Santana. He might actually end up being a defensive replacement because Santana's so shit. We'll see how that goes. And then Chipper Jones is here because if I can trap a lefty late in the game, even though Griffey has reverse splits, I will go to Chipper, and then I'll replace Chipper with Pete Crow. I have thought out every scenario. Griffey is my only true left-handed bat. I might as well use one of the best left-handed pinch hitters in the game, essentially a pinch hitter. I know that's not what Chipper Jones really is, but in this instance it works. He does not have pinch hitter quirk, but he has situational hitter. He has dead red. He's got breaking ball. He's got first pitch. He's got everything you want in a guy in a clutch moment, other than pinch hitter. But we can live without that. So that's my lineup. That's why I've made the choices I've made. The actual lineup order: Bobby Witt, Brian Reynolds, Carlos Beltran, Gil Hodges, Scott Rowland, Griffey in the 6 hole, Santana, Alonso, Marte. I'm batting Santana a little low, but I want him directly behind Griffey. Because if someone brings in a lefty for Griffey, or Chipper Jones, because I'll make that swap, I now have Carlos Santana who meshes lefties up directly next. It is very intentional why he's in that spot. And I think it works. I think it works great, actually. So that's the lineup. The rotation is lined up perfectly. My top 3 guys all have energy. They're ready to go. Clemens, Zimmerman, Randy, Donaldson, and I think I'm going Al Leiter as my 5. Though, of course, like I said, you don't have to lock in your roster. You can make your change whenever you want. I think Al is an underrated... When I made the video the first time, how to pitch with Al Leiter, I think he's an underrated top, 5 or 7 pitcher in the game. There are for sure other options. Valenzuela, Shohei. This new Matthew Liberatore ain't bad, actually. Dustin May. I don't think you should be using Cueto. It's not that he's, not built well. I just think he throws too slow. DeGrom's all right. You have options here. I think it's Leiter. If you own these 5 pitchers, these are probably your best 5 pitchers. And then the bullpen, I've made some more changes. Bullpen's gotten some love the last week or so, 2 weeks. We're going Darren O'Day to close things down. Andres Munoz, you have to collect to get Santana, so that's why he's here. And he has a sinker. He's got 4 pitches now. Usually he only has 3 pitches. Now he's got 4, including a changeup. He's got outlier 2, so on the 4-seamer, he's nasty. Luke Weaver has replaced Jonathan Loaisiga. Loaisiga is 1 rating point higher, but Weaver's got max hits per 9 and max clutch, also has 5 pitches, and that cutter is going to be very effective to right-handed bats. This is just a feel thing. I have good feel with Weaver, but I also like the hits per 9 in the clutch. Clutch is big. Runners on base, runners in scoring positions specifically. You need the pitching clutch to be high. His is max. Urseg is still here as the middle reliever. Raleigh Fingers recently P5'd. Then my 3 lefties are Chapman, Andrew Miller, and John Franco. And in Weekend Classic, I ain't hesitating to go to him. It's nice that my best pitchers all have stamina, but I am not hesitating to go to the pen. You got to win these games. The only other tips and tricks I have for you are be patient at the plate, guys. Be patient at the plate. That is the key to unlocking your next level of head-to-head competitive skill. Just be patient. You don't have to swing at every pitch. And I so know that's easier said than done, and I so know that I am guilty of it just like everyone else. I am not the best player on earth, but I do all right. And one of the things I always try to do when I am in a funk is just be patient. Sit back, relax, wait for my pitch. Let me know if you have any disagreements with how I'm handling my roster, because I'm very open to optimizing it, which I think I've done, but I'm very open to optimizing it before Weekend Classic officially kicks off. Good luck in these super competitive games. Stay tuned tomorrow for a video and Friday for a video. They won't be Weekend Classic related, but you can watch them right before you go play yourself. All right? Love you guys. See you next time.